Afternoon, or better yet, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Lethal Truth, where the truth is being told by enemies necessary. Whether it can free you physically or mentally, especially physically, depending on your situation. You could be somewhere up in Clinton. I could say something that could benefit you to liberate your mind and liberate you from the incarceration. So, we definitely got a good no, today we definitely got a good show today. Hold on. Hold on here. Give me a second. Give me Okay, I'm back. I'm here with some technical difficulties real quick. But thank you for definitely tuning in. We definitely got a good show today. This is something a little bit out of my norm. I don't normally talk about battle rap, but it's been crazy lately. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely gonna get into it. We're gonna wait for like about 3 minutes, wait till people tune in before I begin. So with that being said, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'm back. I'm back. So we're gonna wait for a few people to tune in before I start. I normally start at 8 o'clock, but figured I'd do it a little bit earlier. Want to relax later on, enjoy my free time. You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody out there been having a good day, stress free, no drama. Hope it was definitely relaxing at work. I know everybody don't want to be at work, but we got to pay the bills, so we got to be there. We got to take care of our family. You know what I mean? So we're going to wait, like I said, give it another minute, and I'm going to just tune in. You know what I mean? But my day, I've been having a good day, been back and forth, seeing doctors, trying to get my health together. It's important that you get your health together, no matter how old you are. It's definitely good to get your health together. And if you're up there in age, like if you definitely 40 and up, it's best for you to go, check yourself, dealing with cancer, because it's definitely important, because cancer sometimes or most times won't let you know that it's invading your body until it's too late, until your body start breaking down, because you got antibodies. You know what I'm saying? So your antibodies start to fight your viruses off, but it can fight but so much, and after a while it start breaking down your T4 cells, and now you start getting sick. Now you want to go to the hospital and figure out what the problem is. I know some of y'all like, well, I ain't in my 40s yet. That don't mean anything. You know what I mean? You don't know what's going on with your body in the 30s. The way right now, how they're pumping these animals up with all these steroids and pumping all these steroids and all these medicines just to make them fatter and put on a scale so they can get more money. You eating all this toxic. This is why they also sometimes say, this time sometimes they always tell you, listen, stay away from red meat, because red meat always have cancer cells in it. As a matter of fact, all meat has cancer cells in it. But red meat has the most cancer cells than any meat on this planet. But your immune system that God created you with is so powerful that it kills these cancer cells. But if you keep eating this meat for so long, especially 20, 50, 20, 30 years, 50 years, your immune system start getting weak as you get older, especially if you're not getting all the minerals. Like if you drink a sea moss, it has 109 minerals in it. If you're not getting those minerals that don't have the food in it, but they have it in sea moss, your immune system start getting affected, and next thing you know, you got you got cancer, you got some sort of disease, you got heart problems. You know what I mean? Everything that they down there selling out there got sugar in it, got salt in it. It looked like commissary in the prison system. Salt and sugar. That's all they said. Next thing you know, you got high blood pressure and you 29. How you 29 with high blood pressure? That's crazy. But you want to keep eating all that fast food. You know what I'm saying? But yo, hit that like button. Hit that like button. You know what I mean? Hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend that I'm on live right now. But let's get right into it. So we got the battle rap. We got Murda Mook versus Hitman Holla. And we got Koffee Brown versus Official. Now, I'm going to deal with Official and Koffee Brown first, right? A lot of people is making this into a big thing because Official, you know, she punched Koffee Brown in the face during their battles because Koffee Brown said something about her mother, because Official mother passed away. And we all know that's a hurtful thing when your mother passed away or if your father passed away. And I'm not going to say if your father's in your life, because that stereotype what the media and society always say. But if the father's there, sometimes the mother ain't even there. And even if the mother's there, sometimes she's not even a mother. You know what I'm saying? But when a person like yourself or me have both parents or have a parent that you're dear to and they pass away, it's a hurtful thing. You know what I'm saying? So Koffee got on stage and was battling an Official and said, I tell your dead mother F her. And Official said, B, and punched her in the face. And they started, you know, rumbling. They tried to say she punched Koffee Brown off the stage. The stage is small. That's the one. They did a whole lot of editing with that. I've seen a lot of different angles of that battle. And, you know, Koffee, she wasn't on point. She didn't think Official would do that because Official said something about her dead baby father, who was her fiance. This was Koffee Brown's fiance. This was a man she was in love with. Not only that, this was a man that had got her pregnant, and I believe she had a daughter from this guy. And people were saying, like Official was saying, Koffee's baby father is still alive because they saw the dude. He still comes to battle. Yeah, this is a whole bunch of soap opera. I don't even know why this is part of battle rap, but they got to talk about it because everybody else talking about it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people is getting a lot of things misconstrued. And the reason why I'm talking about this type of soap opera event and incident is because I got a message with it. It's because I got a truth with it. Excuse me. Woo, man, thank God bless me, because they say when you sneeze, your heart stops for a split second. So you always be, that's why they say God bless you. But they were saying that Koffee Brown's baby father is still alive. Koffee saying he got killed. Koffee put him online. The dude they think that or was saying that was the father, and the dude, you know, he was on, I forgot the brother name that actually had them both online. He seemed like a referee. Like, I understand he was trying to get the bottom of it, but I think he was like trying to excite the bull crap, because you got two females that's now considering themselves not on good terms or enemies. I don't know, but they definitely ain't friends now. Koffee did say they was friends, but the dude actually came up there and said, you know what I'm saying, I ain't with this battle rap stuff. See, this is why you gotta be on point, man. Dude was on there like, yo, he didn't really want to show his face, but he did, just to let people know that y'all know who I am and y'all thinking I'm still with her. He like, yo, I'm not with her. She cheated on me. I hate this broad. He was disrespecting Koffee. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't talking up for officials like the dude gonna lie for her and all this. This dude was flaming Koffee. You know what I'm saying? He was saying extra stuff that he wasn't even supposed to be saying or shouldn't say. You know what I'm saying? And not on her behalf, but he was just pretty much saying like, yo, listen, y'all up there talking about my name. Y'all up there putting pictures of my family. I'm not no battle rapper. I'm a street dude. Now you got to listen to what he's saying. You up there talking about me and talking about my family and putting other kids' pictures up there. I'm a street dude. I let you have it. I don't care about no battle rap. I don't care about no contracts. I'm not eating no money. I'm not doing none of that. You keep talking about my name, I'm going to let you feel it. And if you're not listening to that, battle rappers, you better be careful. He ain't coming with no bodyguard. He'll come through with a car full of goons and light everything up. And then you want to start talking about peace. Then you want to start talking about, yo, y'all taking battle rap too far. Y'all should just keep it on your own opponents. Y'all shouldn't even be talking about people's family. You know what I'm saying? But she was talking about, Official was talking about Koffee Brown's dead baby father first in the battles. Excuse me, in the battle. Koffee choked it up and handled it professionally because they say everything goes in battle rap when your business is out there. It sounds like when you're a celebrity and you got to be mindful what you do as a celebrity because you're always being looked at. Just like if you was a hood star around your hood, a hood celebrity, whatever you do is being looked at. If you the pretty top 10 females around the way, whatever you do is you're going to be discredited on and looked at, whatever people are saying that's questionable when it comes to your character. You know what I'm saying? So Koffee in turn was like, all right, cool. You talking about my dead baby? And I heard her because she was like, yo, me and Official was cool. We talked all week. She bought my kid something to eat. Don't know the kid that whose father died. She was like, I thought we was cool. This is why she didn't expect Koffee to hook off on her. You know, it's a small stage. So when she hit her and she tried to rebuttal that punch, you know how it is when, and Official's a big, unattractive female. I'm calling it what it is. She ain't pretty. And she used that big body weight on her, and Koffee slid off the stage. You know, Koffee, she always battled mostly in heels. So she fell off the stage, and Official tried to come at her, and they grabbed her, and she fell. You heard how big she is. You heard boom. So they edited and it seemed like she washed Koffee up. You know what I'm saying? But it was a 1, 2, 3 thing, and it was a way. It's not really talk about. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the interviews that I've seen with Official, she's like she bigging herself up. Like, yeah, I put that work in. Let me tell you something. How smart are you to actually assault somebody on camera? Where do you do that at? How do you want to assault somebody? That's an assault. When you're in a league and you're a so-called celebrity, you're in a professional status, you are, I don't know if they have LLCs when they battle rap or whatever the case may be, but now you are an artist and you're signed to a league or you're signing a contract. You're in a professional zone. You're in a workplace. You understand what I'm saying? And now when somebody assaults you at a workplace, that's a crime. And they airing it out on YouTube and you thinking, oh, I just did it because everybody do it. It was something that years ago that happened that a rapper got sentenced. He got charged and he got sentenced. I forgot how much time he had. It was in, I'm from New York City. But this happened, I think it was like in Kentucky or Texas somewhere, where they took the rapper's words out of his lyrics and prosecuted him. You know what I'm saying? They took his lyrics and prosecuted him. So here it is. They could, the enemy don't care. They looking for a conviction, and they can take your assault on camera to another person. They don't need Koffee to say you want to press charges. They got the assault on camera. They got it on camera. Yeah, I remember I was on a visit on Rikers Island. This was, I think it was like 15 years ago. This is way before I met my wife, and I was dealing with 2 females, and they bumped heads on the visit, right? And the CEOs set it up. CEOs, they foul, man. They are haters too. When they see you going down on the visit and looking better than them and got better looking females, not all of them, but I'm saying majority of them was like that. And they set me up where they let one female who was supposed to come see me in, and then they let another female in that I didn't know was coming to see me. It was an unexpected visit. And they was like, yo, who's this? Who's this? And I'm like, like, what the hell? Me personally, to make a long story short, I was married and it wasn't to neither of them. So I didn't even understand that move. But what I'm trying to get at is when one of the females didn't like my response, when they asked me who was this, she punched me in the face. Off of reflex, I was in the prison yard fighting 3 dudes, and that's how that happened. So they stopped the visit, and then they asked her, yo, you want to press charges? You see what I'm saying? Even though she assaulted me first, they asked her, do you want to press charges because I assaulted her? And it's on camera, and they're going to use the camera. You understand what I'm saying? So here it is, official assaulted Koffee. Now you done messed up your money. You had a contract. Now you make yourself look bad because now the league owners is like, yo, what you doing? You messing up my whole view. Everybody on my channels anticipated for me to leak this battle rap between y'all. And now I can't do it because now you messed up my money because you started something you couldn't handle. You spoke about her dead baby father, but now she speak about your dead mother. You got an issue with it. I don't think that's fair. That's corny to me. First of all, this battle rap is crazy, right? First of all, battle rap for you young dudes out there, battle rap did not start with URL and all of that. Well, the battle rap league started from that. But battle rap itself didn't start with that. Battle rap started back in the 70s in the Bronx when Kool Herc started hip hop, and they was in a house party, not a club, a house party with speakers with wires being connected to other apartments in the abandoned buildings. And they was like, you want to battle hippity hop, and then they rhymed against each other because it was about skills. It wasn't about your mother, your father. Those were fighting words. You don't talk about nobody's mother. You don't talk about nobody's kid. You see what I'm saying? This was a different era. So now back as it went back in the 80s now, when it advanced from the 70s to the 80s, you had people like Eric B. and Rakim, were pretty much Rakim, where people was spitting at him and Big Daddy Kane ear at a party like, yo, y'all should battle, because these were the 2 top hottest hip hop stars in hip hop at that time. And Rakim told the story, you know what I'm saying? He was saying, nah, I ain't want to back. Rakim was on some, you know what I'm saying, Nation of Gods and Earth, which I know is 5%. He was more on an intellectual level where, to the point where he didn't rap gangster stuff. He didn't rap using profanity. He didn't disrespect black men and black women. He was spitting on lyrical skills and uplifting your mind. Big Daddy Kane, his raps was light profanity. It wasn't that much. He may say, the S word, the A, may say ass, you know what I'm saying? He may say F here and there, but it wasn't as it is now. You know what I mean? So they wanted them to battle. And Rakim was like, nah, I ain't really with that. He was like, yo, it's cool to battle. But I think what broke the ice on another level is when Ice-T and LL Cool J started going back and forth. And Ice-T, what is that? It was Ice-T, Kumo D, and LL. Them 2 was going at LL. You know what I'm saying? And these dudes wasn't talking about your family. It was about skills. It was about to see who was better on the mic. They wasn't even enemies. They didn't like each other too much, because you know how people spit in your ear and try to make you not like the other person. A lot of y'all go through that. I go through that, where people be like, yo, I don't like this dude. Yo, son, don't mess with him. Why I can't mess with him? Yo, he's a clown. How do I know he's a clown? You may not like him because you don't like him. You know what I'm saying? So that goes on in hip hop. And, there was animosity between them 2, and they started going at each other. Ice-T started, but they never disrespected each other's family. They never put kids involved. mothers involved, wives involved. You know what I'm saying? They ain't even talk about, yo, I'm gonna lay you down. You know what I'm saying? They'll say, when I catch you, I'm gonna beat you up and all that, or we gonna knuckle you down. But that was fun and games. These dudes wasn't enemies. They wasn't trying to live that street life. LL been around. You heard the story. He been around Poe, Supreme Team. He been around all the killers, but he never took that route. He took a positive route and built his life to where he is now. Ice-T, hands down. He told you he was cripping. He was banging. Once he got to sign his deal, man, he was out of that. He was trying to go. He wasn't trying to stay in the hood. He wasn't trying to roll with dudes that was going to put it in and bring him back into the hood and mess up his contract and his life. To this day and age, those decisions made him a major, not only a big movie star, but over like 60-something low-budget movies or high-priced movies and series under his belt. But he definitely became a powerhouse on Law and Order to the point he was getting $1 million an episode. It's about character, being professional. They could trust him at a workplace. They could trust him to the point where, okay, we know he won't battle LL. We know this is not going to result into violence. But something happened. Something happened after that. NWA happened. And when NWA happened, it was a strategic move by the enemy, and we know who I'm talking about, the enemy, that wanted Black people to go against each other by promoting violence in their music. When I was growing up, we ain't never said F the police. We said it on the street. We wasn't promoting I'ma kill this and kill that. In New York, they did it quietly. They didn't get on wax and then snitch on themselves. They wasn't trying to be street dudes. They've been around street dudes. They'll say they name in the music, but they would never say, yo, we running the streets and we doing this and we doing that. But if you play games, you get around them, you may get slapped because they never promoted that. And you'd be like, yo, how you moving like that? Because outside the mic, he's a different dude. You know what I'm saying? But somewhere along the way, NWA started promoting their music on the street. And the West Coast at that time in the 80s was gangbanging. New York, we had gangs, but we never promoted our violence for people to see. We didn't do it in music. At West Coast, they lived their life where they promoted it in their music to the point now the enemy said, oh, now we can see a way how we can entice Black people to kill each other worldwide, because the music out there in LA was happening where they was killing each other off the music. You know what I'm saying? So they seen that as a bigger picture, and they started to entice these rappers in New York to start making gangster rap. You know what I'm saying? Although East Coast was the motherhood of gangster rap, who started that was Schoolie D out of Philly. And then NWA, which they revolutionized gangster rap, because now they was talking about all the profanity, hardcore. Like they were saying 1,000 F words and N words in a song a minute. You know what I'm saying? You never heard that. I remember I was so young. Yo, check this out. How music is powerful and it plays with the mind or the frequency with the sound. When NWA came out, I was about, 12? Let me see. I was about 11, 12 years old. And I was just liked it. Like, yo, they saying this and they saying that. And I was in my crib. I was at home blasting this music. Didn't think that it would offend my parents. And they busted in the room like, yo, turn that on. But it got into my mind. So imagine the older dudes that was running the streets that was playing that. I'm getting to something. I'm not just sticking on this type of topic. I'm getting to something. So now, as this music took a hold and Eazy-E, along with Ice Cube broke up, now they started battling each other on wax. They was taking it somewhere else because, like I said, they was using more profanity. They was describing more violence in their music. You see how it started to evolve? Now they really got it on. Like when they bumped heads, they really shook it out, because that's how West Coast was. They was shaking it out. They was getting on wax, so my y'all, I'm gonna lay you down. I'm gonna do this to your girl. You know what I'm saying? It got crazy. But Those rappers that was going at each other, they wasn't serious about that life. Ice Cube wasn't serious. Look at him now. You think Ice Cube was serious? Ice Cube was not even from Compton. You know what I'm saying? Only Easy E was from Compton. All of them other dudes was from California. They was from different places. They was not in the hood where the gang banging was happening. You know what I'm saying? But they had an image to portray. You know what I mean? So as thing evolved and it started to come into the age in the 90s when Biggie and Pac happened, the enemy saw that. And they saw a way how they could promote the violence in the music. They allowed Pac to disrespect Biggie's wife. They allowed Biggie to rap on songs talking about smashing dudes anally, having girls rape their kids. You know, even DMX said in his song, if you got a daughter older than if you got a daughter around 15, I'm a raper and rape her in front of you while she's pregnant and all of this. They was promoting this. And the enemy could have stopped all that, like, yo, listen, we're not putting that music out. You remember in the movie NWA, Straight Outta Compton, where the Jewish dude, Jerry Heller, he was laughing and talking about how Ice Cube is dissing NWA and this and that. And they was talking about, yeah, we got to come back at Cube. And he sat there and say nothing. But as soon as Cube mentioned his name and said, you being a slave master for the Jew, he got so offensive. He said, we're going to sue them. We're going to ban them. He wanted off the air. But when it came to you, when it came to us, it was all good. It was all good. So they revolutionized this disrespect and they enticed Biggie and Pac to get murdered. We ain't never had that in no hip hop, man. The artists was there, they was pretenders. Every rapper and battle rapper is a pretender. Nobody's rapping about what they really, really do. Because it's called what? Entertainment. We all know DMX life. He was pretty much a drug addict. But as soon as he's you thought he had 1,000 dudes behind him. And he did. Them dudes ain't really killing him. He ain't coming to the game like that. He came in the game, he was getting high, he was with his dogs, he wasn't living no multi-million-dollar. Look at all the pictures that these rappers had before they made money. None of them was fly. Biggie looked like a dirt bomb. Keep it real. But he started robbing Versace and talking about the gats and all of this, and it promoted violence, and look what happened. Them two was the only one, him and Pop was the only one laid down in the blood of violence. And they seen that. So in battle rap now, it takes another form where now outside the professional league of hip hop, I won't even say professional league because battle rap is professional. But I would say a different level where you're dealing with artists in battle rap who is pretty much battling based on skills. That's where it started from, because in the mainstream hip hop, it wasn't about skills no more. It's not. And all these females that's rapping right now, all these dudes that's rapping right now is not about skills. They rapping about what they got and what you don't got. They rapping about giving their bodies to this dude, and you ain't doing that, you bigging it up. And these dudes talking about they sleeping with everything because they are so-called celebrities now, so it's easy for them to get this is where hip hop is all about now. I see it now and I'm like, you ain't saying nothing. Take the beat away and just listen to the words. You ain't saying nothing. So they had to create the form of battle rap where it tests a person's skills, lyrical skills. It ain't about what you got, how much money you made, or none of that. But somewhere along the line, the dude started creating the fights. Math Hoffa is one of them. He was known for that. Dude violate, he hooking off. You messing up the whole league with that. Not everybody want to get a reputation of being known for popping off on other artists. You know what I'm saying? That's corny to me. Especially if I paid money to come see you battle, and then within 10 minutes or 15 minutes in the battle, you messed up the whole thing. Now they shutting it down. Now they want to pay. Y'all want my money back. Of course, it ain't no refund. Come on, man. It's corny. Do it if you real and if you real street and you get this like that, you feel you want to take it to the mattresses, you be like, you know what? All right, cool. But after the battle and the cameras is off, I'm popping. Or I'm gonna see you outside. You want to do it on camera because you want everybody to know that you get busy. Nobody cares that you get busy. All that is just a conversation. Yo, guess what happened? That's all you gonna get. And that's what Official did. That's what Math Hoffa did. That's what Goods did. That's what a lot of these dudes do. It's corny. It's corny because now you can't even get into it no more. You can't. So I don't even feel that energy where, you know what I'm saying, Official popped on Koffee. I don't feel either of them for talking about the dad. Should have just left that alone. It's about skills. The hell her dead baby father got to do with it. Now, what if the dude that Official was talking about actually took it there? And the dude came up and said, yo, listen, hold up. This is the reason why they think it's this dude that Koffee Brown had the baby by. They saying it's a lie. Because while she was with that dude for 3 years, right? She was cheating on him with another dude. And the dude broke up with her, who's still alive. So everybody when she was bringing him to the battles, everybody was seeing him and was figuring, oh, this our man, this our main bull. But they say she was sleeping around with this, sleeping around with that. I don't care about that, especially dudes are saying that you do the same thing with the females. You see the double standard? You know what I'm saying? She gotta be at a HOE because she's sleeping around with all the dudes. What that makes you sleeping around with all the females, especially if you're doing it unprotected, you nasty. You know what I mean? So, you know, this dude now, he was like, yo, I broke up with her and she stayed with the dude she was cheating with, who she said she fell in love with and got pregnant and had a baby, and he got murdered. So her fiance is dead. Someone she probably helped with the funeral. Someone she sat there and cried and boo-hooed about because now her child doesn't have a father and you up there dissing him in her face. And then when she mentioned your dead mother, you got an attitude and you want to fight. You corny. You know what I'm saying? They need to keep that out. And you can't. And the funny thing, people will say, I didn't see the battle. I didn't watch the whole battle because to me, personally, I'm going to keep it real. Koffee Brown don't entertain me like that to watch a battle. Official don't entertain. No, I'm not going to lie. I'm lying. Official, some of her work entertained me when she was battling. Last time I really saw a battle with her with another female was Lady Luck, and Lady Luck smashed that out. This is old. You should check that out. And the last battle I actually saw her was her and Tay-Rod, when he talked about her body for the whole second round. Yo, that was so hilarious. He said, you got an upside down pinball body. Yo, that was crazy. Yo, he was going in on her, you know what I'm saying? So I think that was kind of corny. You know, a lot of these league owners, they need to do things more professional. Like, yo, listen, you pop off in a battle on stage, in your contract, it says you get a fine and you get deduct pay. I bet you they stop popping off. But these league owners ain't doing that because they probably feel like dudes will be like, nah, I ain't doing that because if something happened and I got to defend myself. Yeah, if you got to defend yourself, but if you popping off, you swing first, yo, we got to find you. You know what I'm saying? And they say in battle rap, everything goes. You know what I mean? And I dig it. You know what I mean? Shuni, you know, was it Farrell? Was her homegirl or something like that? And the dude Facchetti, I believe, was sleeping with him. And he was with Farrell, then he cheated. They had 3 sons, and then he cheated with Shuni, and then had a baby with Shuni, and they best friends, and now they best friends still. And you know, that was a whole gimmick. That was a whole personal in the battle. You know, You got the Remy Ma situation. If you don't want your business out there, you got to keep it on the low. You know what I'm saying? That's how battle rap is. It's a fair game. But I believe that's cool. You want to talk about a person's flaw. That's cool. That's great. When you start talking about dead people, like, come on, man. I mean, like it should be a line to me. It should be a line. You don't have to talk about my dead father or dead mother just to get a crowd applause to make you win, because that's who make a lot of rappers, a lot of battle rappers in the league win, when they start doing personals. But that personal right there, that's a whole different matter. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna stay too long on those two females. You know what I mean? Because that was a big whole soap opera. Then she was talking about I told her to come outside, meet me in the hotel, and all this stuff. And we was waiting what I sent to the text, and it was like we could fight. Like, get out of here. That's corny, man. You're a grown woman in a professional league saying you professional. You want to fight. You want to fight? Go join a fight league. You want to fight? Go catch a crime and go to jail. They fight every day. You can have all the fights you want. I don't want to fight. I only fight if I'm feel threatened, or you really disrespect my family in my face, or you disrespect my family right there. Then that's a whole different thing. Plus, I'm not a battle rapper. And I'm not looking for a reason to fight. You know what I'm saying? Because I know me. I'm not looking for no reason. But if you push me, then I'm going to do what and I'm 50 years old. And yes, I will let it happen. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to start anything. I don't have nothing to prove to start anything. Just to let people know, yo, I get busy. Yeah, I did that when I was a young kid, and you end up catching bids. You know what I'm saying? So that's whack to me. So let's move on. So you got Murda Mook and Hitman Holla. I know you're like, how you drinking water out of sunny deep? Listen, man, you pour water in this thing and put it in the deep freezer, it's cold. I know some of you saying, I don't like tap water. What's the difference? You think the water in the store is more healthy? But you think there are chemicals in that water too. There's chemicals in everything. These people, man, that control this planet, put chemicals in everything. You just gotta be careful what you eat and what you drink and take care of your health. But let's get into it. Murda Mook. Now, I don't know what Hitman Holla thought. He actually thought that he was going to win that. I know some of y'all saying y'all Hitman fans. I'm a Hitman fan and I'm a Murda Mook fan. You know what I'm saying? And I used to always say when I was a kid, yo, I ain't no fan. I just like that. A fan is just someone that likes the person career or what they say as an entertainment. You look forward to their music. You look forward to their battles. You look forward to their movies. You look forward to their shows. You're a fan. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of my son. I'm a fan of my wife. We all fans. You know what I'm saying? So I have to give 3-0. I have to say Murda Mook won that. You know what I'm saying? I think Hitman came out there. First of all, if they say 3-0, matter of fact, I'm going to say 4-0. You know why I say 4-0? Because Murda Mook won the coin toss. He even won that. Damn. Yo, Hitman came out. He came out with an image. He came out with 2 diamond rings that say H. He don't even dress like that. He come out with the Rollie, and he came out shining, and he came out rapping about things that he had. He came out rapping about his house, his cars, the money he got. I know, and I understand. A lot of people they say he shouldn't have came out like that. It's all about lyrical things. It's always about keeping it lyrical, pretty much. And I get it, but here's my thing. This is why I say to a point, I agree to and I disagree to a point. Because I said something in my last content a couple of contents ago. I said, money changes you. And if you haven't made enough money yet, and if money doesn't change you, you haven't made enough money yet. And I'm not talking about your character as far as your attitude. I'm talking about when you have money and you making more money than a lot of people that you know, you start talking different. You start talking about making more moves. You start talking about making more money. Most of your conversations is about business and making more money than the average person. They're not talking about that. They most pretty much probably talking about how stressed they are because they don't have money. So now when you talking about money and growth, they think you throwing it in their face and you think you all that, but they just don't understand your mentality because money has changed your life. You're not living in the same apartment. You got a house now. You're not driving a Hyundai Toyota. You're driving a Benz now. You see what I'm saying? Money changes. You're not going to Popeyes like that. You're going to these high-priced restaurants and you getting some home-cooked food. Now, we got home-cooked food or some real exquisite meals that a person can't normally afford. A meal that'll probably cost you like $500. Who's going out buying a plate of food for $500? You gotta have money. Look at Diddy. He was going to Trump Plaza and he was doing free course every week. And every week he was paying a hotel night of $30,000. Money changed you. I'm not spending $30,000 in a hotel a night. Shit, you say $500 a night, I got an attitude with that. You know what I'm saying? Like what? One night? You know what I'm saying? So I think Hitman got it misconstrued from where he came from in battle rap. He forgot that in battle rap, nobody cares about what you got. In battle rap, the only things that people care about is what you have to say to beat your opponent lyrically. They want to hear metaphors. They want to hear punchlines. They want to hear about how much money you got. They can't even relate to the stuff he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Talking about he got 25K views. That most battle rappers don't have 25K views. 25 million views. They don't have that. They can't relate. They don't care about that because they don't have it. So they thinking about something else. And Mook went in there. Yo, look at the thing Mook was saying, man. Yo, I gotta show you this. Look what Mook was saying. Gotta hear this, man. Mook was just going in to the point. When I say punchlines and metaphor, I want you to hear the punchline, the metaphor that Mook was saying. Check it out.
You Hitman from Nick Cannon's show. Well, you could keep, and we know. You Hitman from Nick Cannon's show. Well, you could keep all the bread in your bank account. You gonna leave here with your spirit broke. If you thought you had it bad in front of Easy the Block Captain, imagine what's about to happen in front of the guy that said Easy when he stopped rapping.
You know what I'm saying? He was just going in on a metaphor where Hitman was just talking about what he had. You know what I'm saying? He was using old bars. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about how Mook, can only win. Now, Mook is a legend. Like when battle rap started, Mook was there before they had a place. They was rapping in barbershops. They was getting like $300 just for a battle or $150 just for a battle. Now battle rappers is getting like $10K if you top tier. You know what I'm saying? So, and when Mook is out there rapping, he's not coming in jewelry. He's not coming in all of that. He's coming in and looking like straight from the street. And he got money. I don't know if he's a millionaire, but I know one thing, he ain't broke. You know what I'm saying? And Hitman, he came up there shining on wilding out. Like, I'm keeping it real. He's a celebrity. He is. He was on Wildin' Out, one of the top shows. Matter of fact, the top show on VH1, bigger than Love and Hip Hop and all of that. You know what I'm saying? He was a part of that. You know what I'm saying? He got a legacy in there. He's a celebrity. We're keeping it real. I'm not hating at all, but he shouldn't have brought that image and brought that mindset to battle rap. Battle rap, the arena, the fans that's out there is like me. You got dudes from the hood. You got dudes that still run the streets. I'm not running the streets. I'm just saying where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? You got dudes that still running the streets, dudes that still grinding. They don't care about none of that celebrity stuff. They came to hear lyrical bars. And then he messed up. Mook came out swinging. I'm talking about, man, yo, you got to check it out. Hitman Holla versus Murda Mook. Now, Hitman, he came out in his third round talking about personals. Personals in battle rap is one of the most electrifying and scheme of battle rap that most battle rappers put together, because it gets you the crowd. When you come in there and you start rapping, you want to be more lyrical, you want to have punchlines, and you want to work the crowd. You know what I'm saying? With like, what would I say, like Charlie Clips? He's both, but he knows how to work the crowd like he's a freestyler. Like if you say something, like a comedian, you say something in the crowd while he's working, he'll come at you with a freestyle and he'll shake the room. You know what I'm saying? And this is how people can win. So Hitman Holla decided that on his third round, he was going to come with the personal, because he was saying it from round one, like, yeah, it's going to get dark in here and everything, but I got something that y'all need to hear, that, but he didn't get into it. Then when he did the second round, he was like, yeah, now this is the end of the second round. The next round, we're going to get real personal. So we know now he working the crowd. Now he sparked everybody's curiosity. He sparked my curiosity, like, oh, what do you got to say? You know what I'm saying? Because personals was like the Geechee Gotti versus Remy Ma. When that happened, that personal was crushing Easy to Block Captain. Like almost every battle he had after he got with Remy, he was getting smoked. Like, I don't know how his career is still up, but it ain't what everybody think it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you notice, he's not battling top tier dudes right now. After him getting smoked like 3-4, matter of fact, 4 times. Let me see. He got smoked by Geechee. First, he got smoked by what's the brother name, man? John the Don. He got smoked. Then he got smoked by Geechee. Then after Geechee, he got smoked by Clips. Yo, he was just getting smoked. Every battle he came out after that, he just started getting smoked. So now he's now battling dudes he know he can beat. You know what I'm saying? But back to what I was saying, the personals, that was what would kill him. Matter of fact, excuse me, Shotgun Suge too. Oh, Shotgun Suge. Yo, I mean, when Geechee came at Remy, it wasn't disrespectful. I seen the metaphor that he was using, but Shotgun Suge was disrespectful. But you put your business out there. You know what I'm saying? You put your business out there. He had audio, Easy to Block Captain, put it out with Remy Chi. They took that and used it against him. So battle rappers take personals to give them an edge to winning. You know what I'm saying? I seen this perfectly happen. I'll give a perfect example. A-Verb versus Hitman Holla. Hitman was tearing A-Verb up. I'm talking about first round, second round. But the third round, A-Verb smashed Hitman to the point it took away his 2 rounds he won. And A-Verb won. He won the battle just by that personal. He took his whole life. You told me you're a gangster, but you grew up with both parents at home in a house and not even in the hood, but you acting like you a street thug. Yo, he just killed them. You know what I'm saying? Had the whole crowd going, oh, and it's a strategic move, because when you work the crowd and then you got people like us watch the battle, we get hyped from the crowd. Now we side with the crowd. You see what I'm saying? But in this case with Mook, man, he didn't even need the crowd, man. He was tearing this boy up, man. He tore Hitman up. So Hitman decided in his third round now that he was going to get personal. he decided to talk about how Mook said his house or his apartment, excuse me, cost more than his house. And he said he had evidence that his name wasn't even on the lease. How you get that? You don't even know his landlord. See what I'm saying? So he tried to get personal on that. He was talking about how Mook was in college and he got kicked out of college because he was a pedophile or something like that. No, he was molesting a female and they kicked him out. And he had the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? He had the paperwork. He was telling the crowd, you know, he was working them up, talking about, yo, I'm putting it on my Instagram right now to show you and proof. So I ain't got to say, yo, I got it on my phone and you can't see it. So he was like, I'm posting it right now. You know what I mean? And he was talking about how Mook, you know, kept molesting females. He started also beating up on his wife. His wife, Mook's wife, was there. You know what I'm saying? Which I remember I said, you got to leave people, family alone. Like, they not battle rapping. She was like, yo, I'm not a battle rapper. Like, I'm with the antics and like I'm with that sugar, honey, and iced tea. The next battle rapper say something about me, like, I got family too. We gonna just smash everything. I don't care about battle rap. And she's dead serious. But Mook is like, yo, I got this. You know what I'm saying? And Mook crushed him. You know what I mean? And he put this business out there, and the paperwork that he was reading, he had a file, right? He had a file. He came out with the file. And everybody was like, oh, because it's like, why would you bring out a file? That's a lie. So because everybody knows how bad a rap is, they know how greasy and dirty and messy it is. So when you get a file from somebody and you bring it out, it's like the streets when the person say, yo, he a rat, and you be like, yeah, I hear you. And they say, yo, I got the file right here. And they start opening the paperwork, you catch everybody's interest, right? Whoa. Go ahead, read that. Let me see that when you're done. Matter of fact, let me see that now. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's his man. Because some people are like, nah, I ain't trying to hear now, that's my man. You start bagging out paperwork and all that, and you act like you got it, a person be like, oh, shh. And their heart, they be like, oh, shh. Yo, let me see that, man. You know what I'm saying? It's because now in their mind, the seed is already planted that this could be true. Why would you back out paperwork? And that's what he did. You know what I'm saying? Because he was losing the 2 rounds, but he already had it planned because he's going against a powerhouse. Mook is a powerhouse, man. I think the only person, all right, stop. That's my American bully. See, don't play with me. You know what I'm saying? What's up, my beautiful daughter? How you doing? Good. Work was good? Yeah. It's my baby girl right there. Oh, that's my daughter. My baby girl is in the other room. That's why I don't want her to come out here wilding on me, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But love my family. But you know, Mook is a powerhouse. The only person I think that was able to really tangle with him was Charlie Clips. I don't know if they battled. I don't think so. I don't think they ain't battled. Charlie Clips and Big K. Big K was damn, what's the brother name, man? He on B Magic. No, was it B Magic? No, excuse me, B Magic never battled Mook. But I was thinking of Charlie Clips. He handled Charlie Clips. He ain't smoked Charlie, and Charlie ain't smoked him. And that was surprising because everybody Charlie Clips get in front of, he smoked. But I seen Big K handle Mook, man. He handled him real well. That battle to me is debatable as far as I'm concerned. Because Big K for a white dude, listen, don't sleep on that dude. That dude smoke you in the ring, man. You get on stage with him, you better know what you're talking about. So, like I say, he brought out this paperwork and saying all of this, right? Now, I got the paperwork, right? Yeah. Now, hold on. Now, for some of you out there, I'm pretty sure you know what paperwork is, right? Mook said after the battle on the recap, he was like, yo, this dude was lying. He's reading the paperwork to me and he's telling people it's in black and white. But when I watched him reading from the paperwork, everything was in white and blue. Immediately, I was like, huh? Because anytime you deal with the court system, everything is in black and white. You know what I'm saying? It's never in blue and white. Like blue and white, that's made up. You know what I mean? So it was, he read it and he posted it. Hitman, he posted it. I think he was dealing with some ignorant people that probably would have ran with it. But I'm not one of those. And first of all, it says resident, nothing. Resident email, nothing. Resident phone, nothing. Incident, domestic dispute. It's a domestic dispute that he was saying that Mook was involved in. I'm going to show it to you after I read it, right? He said an incident 12/16/2023, 5:21 p.m. Also, it says witness name, nothing. Witness phone number, nothing. Reported by, nothing. Reviewed by, nothing. Review date, nothing. So how is a domestic dispute is brought up and you ain't even got a police complaint? But it says description last night, this morning, 3:32, Akron became increasingly agitated at several points during the evening in front of the building and in the lobby. It began with his being furious over his partner's choice of his birthday cake. This is the complaint between him and his wife, right? His wife is standing right there while they battle rapping. It said, and culminated with him accusing me of co-conspiring with his cheating wife while he showed me to someone on FaceTime. He also kept insisting that I was holding a bottle of alcohol, Casamigo, right? Casamigos. It's misspelled it too, right? For him. I explained to Mr. Akram he had left the night before. He already returned to him, right? Now, I seen this and I was like, hold on, man. This is it? Look at this. Does that look like a complaint to you? A police complaint does not look that. You ain't even got the police precinct heading on there. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even got the heading on there. That don't make no sense, right? Yeah, I got myself on the TV. I got to make sure, I don't freeze up and none of that. Now, look at this. Okay, another domestic dispute. You got the phone number up there. This time, domestic dispute, statutes unreviewed. Well, I don't know what the hell that means, right? Unreviewed. What that mean? Hold on, y'all. Now, what does that mean to me? I don't know. Do you know what that means? It says the approximate time. Hold on. Let you read it while I'm reading it, right? At approximately 1 a.m., I heard loud yelling emanating from the 16th floor vestibule. I looked over and saw that it was Miss Bolden and Mr. Ackner. They continued into the lobby where things escalated both verbally and physically and went on for quite some time. I called Koffee, who tried to de-escalate the situation to no avail, and the police. Now they're saying the police was involved, but this is not a police complaint. When the police arrived, Mr. Akram had already returned to the apartment while Miss Bolden sat in the lobby. She refused to press charges or tell them anything. Mr. Akram did strike her. During the writing of this report, I got a call from 432 saying she smelled cigarette smoke from the apartment. Koffee is going up. So here it is now. This is a complaint made by, they saying, someone in the building. I'm assuming it's the landlord. And where's this file? It's not reported by. Who's it reported by? But you got names and everything that's up here, but it doesn't say who's reported by. And it's in the area in the building. So this, I'm assuming it has to be the landlord, right? Okay. It's another one. Look at this. Everything is empty here. 12/15/2000 at approximately 3:30 a.m. yesterday morning of the 15th, I heard yelling in the distance coming from the 17th Street. I recognized the voices to be the residents in Unit 332. Mr. Ankrum, and this is supposed to be Mook, Mr. Ankrum, was yelling violent obscenities, at Miss Bolden. He came into the lobby by himself and proceeded to pace back and forth for quite some time while yelling on his phone. He went upstairs after some time. Miss Bolden came back in a bit later. Right? Now, this is where he came with on it and said, yeah, John Acknell, John Doe, and or Jane Doe. What is that? Look at this. What's this address? The petition. What petition? And 10th Associate LLC respectively shows upon information believed. Please take notice your landlord has received from the tenant's declaration of the hardship during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, this is crazy. This is, what kind of petition is this? Where's the court? Where's the court docket number? Where's it stamped by the courts? This is all, come on, man. I don't even need to get into much of that. I don't even need to get too much in that. You see it. This is what Hitman Holla try to perform in his third round when it comes to Mook. And you know what I love about Mook in that round? When it was Mook's turn, because first, I ain't gonna lie, when I seen it and he read it, I was like, oh, because in battle rap, if something like that is true, I don't care if you won both rounds. If it comes out that you're actually beating on your wife or you molested females, because it got other stuff that all of them looks the same. It's about 8 pages. According to a hitman, he had 19 pages. See the battle he had in the fight, he said, I got 19 pages, right? They all look like that. Now, if it was actually true that Mook raped somebody or Mook molested somebody or so forth, he would have lost. Not only he would have lost, his career would have been over. They wouldn't even look at him the same. You know what I'm saying? But being that you uploaded this bull crap, you made yourself look bad. Now, you definitely got 3-0 off just the strength. And it ain't just, and it's not just people in battle rap saying he got 3-0. It's just not the fans saying he got 3-0. But I saw it online where people was taking surveys on YouTube. And people was saying Mook by 64% or 94% different views that I was seeing that was giving Mook the 3-0. Hitman, you had people were saying he was getting 3-0 or 2-1, but it was like 9%. You know what I'm saying? It was like 14%. That you lost, man. And then you came up with this lying paperwork. And you think street dudes or dudes from the streets like myself who've been through law enforcement and been incarcerated and been through trials and been through law library that know what docket numbers look like, what petition paperwork look like, snitch papers look like, confidential formatting papers look like, the DD5, which is what the police saying you say look like. We're gonna look at this like, come on, man, what the hell is this? And then on top of that, while he was rapping about it, he said, But Mook was not even charged for none of that. So Mook wasn't charged by the police, where it goes to the courts through the DA office. Then how you got paperwork? You get where I'm coming from? You're a liar. You just messed up your whole battle. Now he up there explaining why he lost. He ain't even talking about the paperwork. They flaming him right now about this paper. It's all over. Everybody talking about it now. They flaming him about this paperwork. But you know why he up there explaining? Mook ain't even explaining nothing. He explaining himself because he's saying, yo, you see when Mook say this, the crowd go crazy. But when I say it, if I would have said it, the crowd wouldn't go crazy. Because you know what? He had his people around. First of all, when you started the battle, you said you made a bar that says Mook can only win in a small arena or a small stage in a small room. He is like Kimbo, like he said, I can't remember the bar for bar, but I'm just, I'm soundbiting. He said that Mook can only win in New York. He's like Kimbo Slice. He could only win in his own backyard. Because you know Kimbo Slice, or most of all the fights he had was in his own backyard. Right, saying? You know what I'm saying? So in New York, everybody know Mook. And since Hitman Holla is from St. Louis, they gonna go with Mook. This has always been the same saying that everybody's saying with him, Charlie Clips, and even Loaded Lux. Yo, every time they play in New York, a battle in New York, they win because they top tier in New York City. You know what I'm saying? But Mook came at him in the third round. He was like, after this, and you get smoked, who you gonna say you have a problem with? Is it Rock you have a problem? Is it Smack you have a problem with? Is it me you have a problem with? After tonight, when you lose, is it Houston you have a problem with? You know what I'm saying? Because now you're going to come up with all excuses. Mook was just he was beating him in the head with bars ahead of time before his own interviews. That's ill. He fell into the whole trap to the point now, it's bad. Even Easy to Block Captain smoked Hitman Holla. You know why? Watch that battle. Watch these battles with Hitman. This battle with Mook and the one with Easy to Block Captain, just like he said, when after I finish rapping and I beat you, it's gonna be like when I say easy after I start rapping. Easy to Block Captain smoked him so bad because he came up there like he was battling Mook, like he did. He came up there with his floss and stuff. He had no energy. And he was talking about things that he already accomplished. Nobody don't want to hear what you accomplished. The only people that really want to hear what you accomplished is your family. Nobody in battle rap gives a damn what you accomplished. When Joe Buttons was battling, I forgot who he was battling against. But he was battling somebody a few years ago. And even him, he really didn't talk about himself a little bit, but not too much. He was trying to keep it lyrical. You know what I'm saying? And he's a bigger artist in the mainstream at that time before Holla, but he didn't even come up there like that. Hitman came up there like that, like people was going to just give him the whole battle because of what he accomplished like that. That's what got him smoked. And what even got him more smoking, what got him more looking bad in an embarrassing way is these fake pages. It's just fake paperwork. I never seen a paperwork like that before in my life. The first paperwork I ever seen that was crazy to me in life was I was in prison. They was trying to say one of the homies at the time when I was riding the 5 was a snitch, and they gave me a bunch of paperwork that had case sites on it. I was like, what the hell is this? He was like, yo, that's his name. I was like, well, where the front page? Where it says, Supreme Court versus those. So, you know what I'm saying? And then they got, what he said and the copies of the statements that he probably wrote or the DD5 where he probably told the police. I saw a bunch of cases. I said, get this shit out of here. Excuse my language. I don't want to strike my channel, but this is crazy. I think, like I said, man, you know, Hitman, he lost that. And I believe he lost that. He should have took it on the chin like he did, like Easy the Block Captain took it on the chin. You know what I'm saying? When Easy the Block Captain lost the clips, he lost the clips bad. I mean, there was three, and then he choked when he battled. Okay, he choked. Oh man, yo, that's one. When you see that battle, Easy the Block Captain versus Clips, right? When he choked, he was like, "Yeah, that's it." You saw Remy go like this because Remy know you're done, and you battling Clips, a heavyweight freestyler. I'm talking about. I never seen a man like Clips that when he battled, like he battled Rex, and Rex talked about his father. He already had a third verse written. And Cliff said, I had a whole round. But after that, I got to tell y'all my side of the story. And he wrote a whole third round in his head right then and there. You know what I'm saying? That was crazy. Yo, he tore Easy so bad that to the point he was man enough to say, yo, I ain't gonna lie, I give it to Clips. I got 3-0. He admitted that. He had to, because everybody's seen that. And if he admitted that, his girl, Remy, you know, he's seen that. That's crazy. Everybody, you getting smoked in front of your girl. But, you know, what Hitman, man, I think you got to go back to the basics. I think you got to realize that, you know, where he's at in battle rap. Like when you come to battle rap, you got to leave all of that. You got to see the whole Hitman Holla. This is why I'm a big fan of Hitman. The old Hitman. I'm talking about Hitman that was, before the Wildin' Out days. You know what I'm saying? Before that, he was hungry. You came up there, Hitman, you better know what you was talking about. He was getting in you. He was getting in you. He was tearing you in half. You know what I mean? Now he left battle rap and he got that celebrity taste. He got that celebrity money where, you know, he ain't getting 10K or 8K or 5K a battle. He's on Wildin' Now getting probably like 30,000 an episode, or he's getting 100,000 a season. I don't know his contract, but I know he's getting more than he was in battle rap. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes when you go off into other fields in your career, you stop doing the things you used to do. And you don't perform the same. It's like when you work out. And this is why I don't like to take too many days off from working out. You have a good momentum, you have a good flow on a pull-up ball or whatever exercise that you're doing. And then you take off 3 months. When you go back into the gym, you are not going to have that same stamina that you once had because you're not keeping that tempo up. You're not keeping that momentum up no more. So now you got to go back to the basics, and I think that's what Hitman has to do. He got to go back to the basics. You know what I'm saying? If he want to continue in the battle rap, that's one thing I love about Clips. When Clips came back from Wildin' Out, when Wildin' Out ended, he came back, Charlie Clips. Ain't nothing changed. I think he was still writing. He probably was listening to battles at home, and he was like, I'm gonna act like I'm battling this dude. When he was spitting against Homeboy, and he was like, all right, instead of this dude rapping, I'm gonna be the one rapping, and he talking to me. And he was keeping that up. And you may laugh and say, yo, you're exaggerating, but that's a good way to keep your thing going on. You know what I'm saying? So when Clips came back, it was like he never left. And right now, he's chewing everything up, man. He even battling no-name dudes just to give them the views and all that. Because one thing I like about him, he ain't hating on the views. You know what I'm saying? You come in the game, you probably got 5,000 viewers, subscribers, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And he battled you. He probably got like 30K subscribers. He battled you. He giving you a good 15, or he got over 100, or he got 1 million. I don't know. I don't be on his page. You know what I mean? I just like what he said. You know, I ain't got time to listen to what they got to say. You know what I mean? That's not just me. You know, I listen to more dudes like myself on the contents. You know what I mean? I listen to those brothers. Those brothers that's already up there in the league and making money in the entertainment world. I ain't hating. I congratulate them, but what they have to say just don't spark my interest. You know what I mean? I haven't even seen the Joe Button and not Joe Button, Fat Joe and Jada Kiss podcast. Have y'all seen it? I don't know. I haven't seen it. I haven't hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button. I haven't seen it. I seen something on Facebook where Fat Joe was saying back in the 80s, they called the Fat Kim Great God of Law because he was selling mad crack. Yo, dude, this dude said anything, man. This is the same dude that said when he was in high school, he stuck up the whole gym and robbed everybody. He said he robbed 70 people. So what was the teachers? Who goes to the gym and the teachers is not in the gym? I don't know about college. I've never been to college. But I know in high school and junior high school, teachers are in the gym. The gym teachers are in the gym. And you do something like that, everybody in the gym is going to tell on you. At least 15 people is telling. And you might get another 10 that just want to jump on the bandwagon and snitch with them. Like, come on. He said nobody ain't telling on him. Come on, man. Stop playing, man. But I haven't watched their podcast. You know what I noticed, too? I noticed that a lot of rappers now are starting these contents. Because from what I'm hearing, the rap game is washed up, according to Master P and according to Snoop or professionals. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, hip hop ain't washed up. Cardi B getting all of this million. She 100 million worth. That's net worth. That's what she's worth to the people that's pushing her. That doesn't mean she has 100 million in her account. She's signing a contract. That means she is an employee. When you sign a contract, you're not the business owner. You ain't the one with the LLC and that lead or that record label. You are an employee and you get a check from your boss that you have to cash and pay taxes for. You know what I'm saying? So these artists now are realizing that hip hop is washed up for us financially. That's why you don't hear nobody else rhyming besides Cardi B. Who else coming out? I don't hear nothing. You hear anything? I don't hear nothing. You know what I'm saying? And these artists are starting YouTube contents. I've seen some movie stars doing Instagram live. They doing TikToks live. I'm like, damn, bro. I think this is the new wave for entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Music ain't what it used to be. You know, battle rap, I think, is going to be a big, great thing. I think that's the next big thing when it comes to music. They just have to keep the former slave masters out. And I know it's going to be hard because you've got a lot of league owners, such as Remy, want to do business with the former slave master and get a check so they could start their league. Because she was in debt until this big escapade. I mean, this big explosion happened with her marriage and her relationship with Pap and Easy, the Black Captain, and people tuned in and it helped her get out of debt. You know, she needed him and he needed her, and you know, it got her out of debt. But what I'm trying to get at is that they need to keep this league amongst themselves. They built this league. It's like we built hip hop, the mainstream, and then you let this former slave master come and give you money that an offer you can't refuse. It's hard to judge them because it's hard to say no when somebody want to give you, like when Puffy started Bad Boy, they gave him $100 million. They gave him $100 million. This man Puffy at that time was sleeping was living in his mom's brownstone, and he was still in his room in the back. That was the Bad Boy office in the beginning. And they gave him $100 million. He didn't take the $100 million and say, I'm going to ball out. he took the 100 million and invested it into a company as a partnership, and he couldn't take no money out because at that time he had a partner. So it's kind of hard for somebody to say, yo, listen, man, this Jewish dude over here offered me 50 million to start my own league and they want a percentage in it. Yo, man, I don't care what nobody says, I gotta feed my family. That's the perfect excuse. I gotta feed my family, man. I'm gonna do it. I get it, but what you gonna leave your family? Because when you start that, then what happens is your owners that's giving you this money wants to make it into a corporation where they have board of directors. Now they making the decisions. And they're going to get you up out of there. You see what they doing to Jay-Z, the casino. See, I told you hip hop and more. I told you Murda Mook and all that, and Koffee and plus more. You got Jay-Z now. They want to do this casino. I think it was in Coney Island, and they voting on it. And every time they talk about the casino, they put Jay-Z face on it. They using Jay, man. Because Jay know his place. See, Puffy knew his place at one time. And then once he got out there and he saw all the secrets, he said, nah, man, I made enough, man. Nah, my people, man, I can't keep doing it. Jay don't give a damn. Yo, I know what you're saying. Yo, he doing it to free people out of prison. He was just talking up a good talk, man. If you've been in prison, that ain't gonna change nothing. That's big business, baby. That's $1 trillion business. Jay don't have nothing to do with that. I don't care how many videos he talk about trying to free somebody. I get it. I can compliment him, but you ain't gonna change nothing. That's business, man. The government don't even own the prison system. It's besides the federal penitentiary, and most of them don't even own that because they're in business with private owners. Correctional facilities, DOC, government, the state don't own those jails. Big businesses own those jails. Silent partners own those jails. So with Jay, what they do is like the Barclays Center. They put his face on it, and they said Jay-Z is building the Barclays. He bringing it back to Brooklyn. We was all like, yeah. So you whole bringing it back to Brooklyn, and he performed, and he was up there talking about how he's building this because they told him what to say. And he scratched where he didn't itch. You know, you scratch when you don't itch. And he said, I'm going to do it. And it's okay, Jay, we're going to give you some stocks and you're going to make 20 million. So, okay, boss. And then he promoted the Barclay. And you went there and you watched all the games. Brooklyn Nets, oh, they changed it. Change it. Host it. No, the owners changed it. The league owners of the basketball team, they changed it. But you don't know business like that. And you're just seeing what the media is portraying for us to believe, and we think Jay owned it. Then what happened? About a year or 2 years later after the Barclay, Jay-Z sold his shares. What do you mean shares? I thought he owned it. Nah, man. Yo, what happened? He doing it again. They doing it again. They want the casino in the hood because they want your vote and hope that you won't protest to have a casino in the hood. Because white people are moving back into the hood so they can move you out of the hood and push you back up in the Bronx. They want us in the Bronx. They don't even want you in Harlem. They trying to take Harlem back. All that's fixed up. It ain't for you to live better. They come in so they can take it all over. I know you're like, yo, how you get back into that? Because we're talking about hip hop, right? You're talking about the hip hop artists, you know what I'm saying? So this is what they trying to do, man. You know what I'm saying? They already took hip hop and they're going to try to take battle rap. They're going to try to take it. And they already got their foot in. They ain't got it all the way in. Because they're kind of shaky with these brothers they got in there. These ain't the mainstream brothers who ain't never did no wrong. Like, Biggie and all that. They sold a little crack and all that. A lot of these dudes that's rapping, that's gangbangers for real. They got some real dudes around them that really let them things go. And these business owners ain't too sure about this. They're like, hold on, man, we got to figure out how we can water this down and push these dudes out there so we don't end up at the light and get killed like Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Because you playing with fire in a battle rap. These dudes are more hardcore. You know what I'm saying? These are what they call the degenerates, the rejects of hip hop, the mainstream who can't get a deal, where they're only talking about disrespect. And a lot of them talking about gun bars and all of this stuff and how much they'll blow up the whole world and got 30,000 guns in their closet. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't too sure, but they're going to use one of us. This is how they move. This is how they destroy organizations. They're going to use one of us and put us in the fold and say, you could take over. Or they're going to get the lean over and say, we could do big things. I see the future. You know, call you up to the penthouse. So you could be like this next year. You know what I'm saying? When the elevator door open and you walking up into your house, the penthouse, and you like, yo, I got ass. And you thinking about how all the females gonna be all over you, and you got the Maybach, and you gonna feel like Jay-Z and them, and they telling you could come to the BET Awards. You ain't see they had smacking them at the BET Awards? They gearing them up, man. But you know, from what I heard, Smack is a little tight. He ain't trying to let that URL go, but you know, I heard there's a whole lot of stuff going on in URL. I don't know the specifics. I'm not the business owner of URL. I have no dealings with that in URL. It's always going to be two sides to a story. But I really thank Smack and Beasley for expanding battle rap to give the vision to other people who want to be league owners to do for self. And it's happening. You know what I'm saying? It's happening. Oh, man, I think I'm going to do a part 2 of Charles Kirk. Captain Kirk. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to get up out of here. I held y'all long enough. So with that saying, God bless. Y'all have a good night. I'll see you another time. Later.